So the Gen Z generation has not only the knowledge, but they also have the wisdom. And what's the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Well, I'll give you an example. We all know a tomato is a fruit. That's the knowledge. And the wisdom is not to put it on a fruit salad. So the Gen Z generation has the knowledge that the parents are ignorant, or they have been functioning at a very low conscious level, which led to the childhood abuse that they suffered, neglect, or trauma that they suffered. And they have the wisdom not to carry it over to the next generation. That's the wisdom that the Gen Z generation has. The Gen Z generation is saying, no more. Either you're going to change and become more conscious and more aware and have the wisdom to know the difference and to make the change, or we're not going to be in your life anymore, because they don't want to repeat the cycle of ignorance anymore. It's a great place to be, and we should celebrate that as adults. My name is Fauzia Shah. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and today's video has been inspired by a young youth that really inspired me. The topic today is going to be about the cycle of ignorance. Generational trauma stops right here. So let's get started. The young generation, I am hearing more and more and more that they are having less and less contact with their parents, especially the ones that went through trauma in their childhood. And even the trauma continues on into their adulthood. And so as they become more conscious and more aware of what they went through, they decided that they needed to have very little contact with their parents or extended family members that actually saw the children's being abused and neglected, but didn't do anything to stop it. So that is the level of consciousness that has really become deeper and deeper among this new generation, and kudos to them. What I hear is that they're also recognizing that the parents are kicking the children out of their homes, or they're expecting the children to pay rent. And the ones that are being kicked out, the parents are blaming the child or the adult, young adolescent for the behavior, but not recognizing, or they may have role modeled this yelling, screaming, abusive behaviors to the child, and now the child is adult and they're actually behaving the same way back towards the parents. But the parents are failing to see that. The other point was that parents are pushing their children to accomplish, to achieve, to this standard of living, and they feel tremendous amount of pressure that they have to achieve, and they have to do better than their other siblings or other family members or their peers. And so this pressure has been put on them from very early on, and they're realizing that after working for all these years, they're going to end up retiring with only 20 years left for them to actually do anything with their lives or enjoy their lives. But the problem with that they see is that 20 years, by the time they get to retirement, they may have health issues. They may not be able to enjoy it. So this generation has decided to actually step back and become very conscious and aware of what is more important. Sustainability is one thing that was identified. How do you provide for yourself? And the answers that I'm getting is that grow my own vegetables. I'm going to live in an area where I have land and I can, have my own supply of food. Because obviously the economy is so bad that you can't even afford to live. And the other thing that was identified in this conversation was that parents don't realize the damage that they have done to their children. And the kids are so afraid, then this generation is so afraid to carry that same pattern on to the next generation. And there is this emphasis on having a simple life rather than having lots of cars, owning properties, reaching the ladder on a corporate to the top level. It's not that important anymore. Simple things are more important. Going for walks, going for hiking, walking the trails, bicycling, going on little small vacations, enjoying the dog in their backyard, or just enjoying being. And this is the new consciousness. It's the collective consciousness that we are seeing with this generation. And it's something to celebrate because, yes, a lot of the generation before them had suffered a lot of trauma and had bought into this belief system to own things, to have things, to want more and more. And one of the other things that was pointed out was that there is so much that has been invented to make everyone's life simpler, like even the vacuum cleaners that vacuum on its own. Grass mowers are also now can be left and it is automatic. But are people happy? And the answer was no. That did not bring us any happiness. Was bringing us happiness is simple things in life. Just being around our friends, going with our friends for hunting or just fishing or just going to the beach or just, even if we have to sleep on our chairs at the beach. So it's just simple things. And so they don't have these ego attachments. Their egos are not attached to having things, wanting things, and they're taking life moment by moment. Now, I'm not saying that every one of them is like that, but I'm saying that even the ones that actually went off the track during high school or middle school have come around on the other side and have recognized that all these demands that the parents have put on them are not important. What is important? Simple things in life that brings them joy, happiness, peace, and fellowship with each other. I just think the level of consciousness has really deepened. The awareness is there. And we as parents must go with this change. If we are to enjoy our children, we must embrace this change, this level of consciousness. And maybe through that, we can become more conscious and more aware and enjoy the simple things in life. Would love for you to leave a comment and tell me what you think about this video, because I want the parents, if they're watching, and if the youth is watching, please let me know what you think. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. I am wishing you the best.